Today we are going to discuss the debates that have been brought up since the release of Fight Club when it was released and now, in regards to the critical reception.
There was a lot of critical reception when the film was initially released, which a lot was negative as people felt that it was a bad film which related to incidents at the time of its release.
There were many things that affected its release and critical reception, such as the Columbine shootings, reviews and critics. This led to a negative view on the film, and so it did not do as well as planned. Despite this, it did get better viewed in the future and is now looked at as being a good film, rated in the top 100 films of all time as number 4.
Initially the film was due to be released in July 1999 but was delayed due to the Columbine shootings which happened in April 1999, where 2 senior students took guns to their school and shot 13 people, injuring 21 people, before committing suicide themselves. This led to a negative atmosphere and violence, and the film company thought it would be best if they were to delay the release of the film. Despite postponing the release date, they still got a negative reception from the film as people thought that it was too much, especially after teenagers fought for their lives after being attacked in their school.
There was also a negative critical reception on the film during the 56th Venice Film Festival, where some stated that the film would allow people to copy the behavior of the film, like what happened when Clockwork Orange was released. Critics also felt that the film did not represent men as it should, as they felt that it was irresponsible and appalling. This created a negative reception on people, mainly men who went to see the film, as they agreed and felt that the film did not represent men as they are and were appalled at it.
Janet Maslin, a film critic, took a negative approach to the film as she stated that the film's message was that it had contemporary manhood and that you needed to watch the film correctly in order to understand what it was about, otherwise the violence and anger would take over and present people in a negative light. Another critic called Schickel stated that he liked Edward and Brad Pitt's performed in the film but felt that Helen Bonham Carter's was uninteresting and felt that the film was conventionally gimmicky, which created a negative perception on the film as people felt that it was trying too hard and the characters were not as good as they could have been.
Over the years, the critical reception of the film has changed dramatically, going from being completely slated to winning awards and getting recognized as one of the best films of all time. Since people had rewatched the film and it had been released on DVD, the initial response of the film had been changed and people began to like and watch it over and over again. This led to the increase in popularity for the film, years after its release. In 2008, nearly 10 years after its release, Fight Club was awarded 10th best film of all time in Empire magazine, showing the people's critical reception of the film had changed as social factors had also changed and overall people's perceptions and thoughts of the film had changed.
This change in critical response to the film has benefited it, 10 years later, gaining it numerous awards and allowing it to get the positivity it deserves. After being released on DVD, the film was seen as a cult film, which allowed its critical response to increase, which is still improving, and more people are enjoying the film.
In conclusion, the initial release of the film created negativity and people did not like the film, along with the critics' responses and social events that were happening at the time of the release. This led to the film not succeeding and getting the recognition it deserves. Despite this, since being released on DVD in 2000, it has continued to get a better critical reception as it was released as a cult film and people thought better of it.